Here we are today, February 7th. Angus Bushan entitles this devotion The Fleece. Let me see what the fleece is all about today. Now we are in the time of Judges, and we are focusing in Judges chapter 6 and verse 14, verse 17, verse 20 and 21, and then down to verse 36 to 40. Judges chapter 6, New Living Translation. The Bible in 366 days for men of faith. Women, children are also included. Then the Lord turned to him and said, "Go with the strength you have and rescue Israel from the Midianites. I am sending you." Gideon replied, "If you are truly going to help me, show me a sign to prove that it is really the Lord speaking to me." The angel of the Lord said to him, "Place the meat and the unleavened bread on this rock and pour the broth over it." And Gideon did as he was told. Verse 21. Then the angel of the Lord touched the meat and bread with the tip of the staff in his hand, and fire flamed up from the rock and consumed all he had brought. Then Gideon said, "If you are truly going to use me to rescue Israel as you promised, prove it to me in this way. I will put a wool fleece on the threshing floor tonight. If the fleece is wet with dew in the morning, but the ground is dry, then they will know that you are going to help me rescue Israel as you promised." And that is just what happened. When Gideon got up early the next morning, he squeezed the fleece and wrung out a whole bowl full of water. Then Gideon said to God, "Let me use the fleece for one more test. This time let the fleece remain dry while the ground around it is wet with dew." So that night God did as Gideon asked. The fleece was dry in the morning, but the ground was covered with dew. The first time I heard this story, I was not even 10 years old. The thing sounded so incredible, so incredible. The stories you read in the Bible are so entertaining, are so mysterious, are so intriguing that some people don't believe they actually happen. But regardless, this one here, that a human being and the angel of the Lord came and said, "Listen, I need you for a mission." And you challenge God. Well, to be honest, wouldn't we all be like that? Because we get a challenge. It's something that is out of our comfort zone. We got to get out of the box and do it. Like how Noah had to build a boat, and it never had been rain, and it never had been a boat. And it was in the middle of the land he was doing it, and not near any water, because there wasn't any. And Abraham had to leave home and didn't know where he was going, but he was leaving. And Moses had to get down there. His head was on the wanted list. He was a fugitive from the law. He was supposed to be killed, imprisoned and killed. And yet he was going to the place where he was wanted. And he was going to cause a revolution to bring out over 1 million Hebrews from out of Egypt. When you read these things, you ask yourself, what is the Bible? What's it all about? These impossible things, and the people got up and obeyed and followed. But the good part about it is that they were delivered. So here Gideon now, saying to God, "Listen, if you are God, if this is the truth, look here. I'm going to put down this piece of thing here. I don't know if it was sheepskin or something. I think he was looking after sheep. And you see in the night, you know what I want to see here? I want this thing to be wet. All around it, I want it to be dry. But I want the dew to fall only on this fleece." Got up in the morning and touched the fleece wet. Squeeze it, wring it out like a chamois. When you're washing the vehicle, you got a whole bowl full of water. He said, all right, I see you. I'm not convinced yet. I'm not ready yet. Because I don't think he wanted to do it. I don't think he wanted to go and work with the Israelites. So he said, well, okay, you see this one wet? Okay, tonight now, I want it to be dry and all around wet. Because how the rain can fall, how the dew can fall on an area, and everything in that area doesn't get wet. How it could be. The sure case that he was going to win and he would not have to follow what God was asking. Poor man, when he woke up in the morning, the fleece dry and all the wrong way. He didn't have no choice but to go. And he went on a mission, which was one of the craziest mission ever, because he was going on there with 22,000 men, and by the time God filtered through the men, he only ended up with 300. But what did the men shout when they went to get to the Midianites? The sword of Gideon and the hand of God. And they destroyed these people. Listen, this was coming to me as I reflect on this thing here. Sometimes we're bold enough to put God to the test, and Jesus said to Satan, "Don't put God to the test." Right? That was scripture. Don't put God to the test. There's nothing that God can't do. See, sometimes we challenge God. Sometimes we get a word and we say, "No, I don't want to do it." So we put the barrier high. They say, "Well, if you do this, I'll do it." Because we think it's impossible. When the person reaches there, we come with something else. The thing is all about excuses and putting God to the test. Don't put God to the test. But I know that it's hard to step out of the comfort zone. But let's do as the word of the chorus says, that song, "Yield not to temptation," and that's how I finish it. For everything, ask the Savior to help you, to comfort you, to strengthen you, and to keep you. Because He is willing to aid you, He will carry you through. Simple. Simple. Just ask God to help. If the mission is from God, He will never let you go into the battle alone, because the mission is His. And this is what we often quote in the Bible: the battle is not yours, it is the Lord's. So there's a reminder for me, there's a reminder for you. Trust in God, and don't be afraid to ask Him for backup, because He is going to go with you, because it is His fight, it is His battle. Be bold, be strong in the grace of the Lord, and continue to be blessed.